Hi there, Kelly Fraser here, founder of Connecting and author of Love Differently, Stay Married. This is my 8th book, and every book that I've ever written has definitely had a lot of the concepts of how to love differently in them. This is not just about marriage, but it is definitely, this particular recording is answering questions from my community, my Love Differently community. So I want to continue on with their questions. I have several pages worth of questions, but this particular question comes from Emma, and she wants to know, is there ever a point when a couple should call it quits? What are the typical precursors to this? Emma, this is an excellent question. Not everyone has a desire to heal their relationship and stay together. There are a lot of reasons when it comes to addictions and, just different lifestyles altogether, and it makes it very challenging. Can they overcome those differences? Absolutely. My husband and I have. Thousands of couples have, actually. But you have to have a desire first and foremost. When addictions are present, that is just an indicator of very low self-worth. These things take over, and there's little that anyone can actually do to fix the situation. So you can think about, going to therapy and rehabilitation and counseling till the cows come home. But if that person doesn't make the decision, just a simple decision to quit doing what they're doing, then chances of them coming through and having a great relationship with you is probably slim to none. But that doesn't mean that you give up. I believe with all my heart that when we make a commitment in marriage, that commitment stays strong. We've committed to God. We've made a covenant, actually, a covenant with God and a covenant with that individual. So does that mean that you have to suffer through? No, it doesn't mean that. We are actually here to do 5 things, and these 5 things are actually what I've written here in the Love Differently, Stay Married book. These are called 5 powerful secrets. First one is to love God. Now, a lot of people say, okay, well, that's pretty easy because, we've always been taught to love God. No, we've been taught to put God first. That's what we've been taught, put God first. There is a difference between putting God first and loving God. The difference is, if I'm a secretary and I go to work and my boss comes in and he puts this big stack of file folders in front of me and says, I need that done by the end of the day, that is my boss telling me what his agenda is for my day when I already had my day laid out. So that means that I have to put his agenda before mine, and that kind of irritates me, right? That is what is like putting God first. We don't always like doing it. It doesn't feel good, and we get annoyed sometimes. So when you love God first, love is something that we all want to feel. Love is part of acceptance, it's part of growth and part of nurturing, and loving God first is completely different than putting God first. The second thing is to take personal responsibility. When you take personal responsibility, you are taking on the gift of maturity. You're taking on this idea that says, whatever it is that I'm experiencing, I'm going through this because of 1, my choices. 2, I'm here to learn something from this. 3, that if I've learned something through this and I'm growing through this, then I'm able to make a different decision, maybe problem solve my way through it. So those 3 aspects are about taking personal responsibility. The third thing is to celebrate the victories. How many times have you gone through a day and not looked back and said, look at how many things went so well today? I mean, my husband and I used to sit down at the dinner table and say, what 5 successes did you have today? And every time we would go through our successes for the day, we learned something new. It was incredible how many things we were able to accomplish. But if we had not had that moment during dinner saying, what 5 things did you accomplish? We probably never would have discussed those things. We would not have known to celebrate each other or to high five, good job, that's excellent. So these are very important things. Celebrate the victories. The 4th thing is to create unity. We can create unity by sticking together. What are the areas that are important to us that we know we have to have unity in? Sit down and actually write those things out. Those are the couples that stay together because they want to be able to support the individual needs that they feel are priorities, as well as the ones that you can come with together. And they may not always be the same. So the 5th one is to remain gentle. And how do you remain gentle when you're thinking about calling quits? Having a gentle spirit a lot of men will poo-poo because they say, I'm strong, I don't need to do that. If you can remain gentle, you will remain married. So, you know, just keep these things in mind. These are the 5 principles that I've written about in the book, Love Differently, Stay Married. And there's also a challenge, by the way, that goes with this. You see this little symbol on the front here. This little symbol talks about 21 videos that you can get just by logging into lovedifferently.info or lovedifferentlystaymarried.com, same website, and do /challenge. And I'm going to put the link here below. Go to that link and sign up for the challenge. This challenge will challenge you. It will bring you to that place where you no longer feel like you want to quit. You're going to have moments of that because that's where your brain is at right now. But if you can shift your thinking, these things allow you to bring you out of that mode of, okay, I'm just going to call it quits because we can't do this anymore. Trust me, this is one of the reasons why this book was written, because my husband and I got to that place. So just take time for yourself, slow down, give yourself an opportunity to learn and to grow. This too shall pass. Just keep telling yourself that. This too shall pass. Well, I'm going to just end this video with that one question instead of doing 2 questions like I thought, and we'll see you on the next video. Thanks so much for listening, and connect to yourself, to God, and to others. All right, bye-bye. Love Differently, Stay Married is on Amazon, Barnes & Noble, or in your local bookstore, and if you don't find it there, just go ahead and ask. Have an amazing, amazing day.